Hello guys, back with another video. This video today will be Jaime vs Ned. So Jaime Lannister vs Ned Stark. So I've seen a lot of videos on TikTok about these two. Actually not a lot, just like 2 or 3, but the comments are like mostly full of people saying Ned Stark. I just want to put out my opinion and who, in my opinion, will win, like I did with Rollo and Ragnar, by doing some research on it and immersing myself in the universe of the TV series. And also I had to go into the universe of the books to fill in the gaps in the TV series, because that's usually what you have to do in people's history, in Ned Stark's history and Jaime Lannister's history, because their history's off screen, and a lot of the time their history's not said on screen. So you have to go into the book universe to fill in the gaps. Let's start off with who are they? So Jaime Lannister is Tywin Lannister's son. Tywin Lannister is Lord of Casterly Rock and head of his family, one of the most powerful houses in Westeros. So Jaime Lannister is said to be a very talented knight. He's the oldest son of Tywin Lannister. Oh, and he is one of the knights on the King's Guard. Ned Stark, Lord of Winterfell, Warden of the North, and at some point in the show, Hand of the King, Robert Baratheon. That's overall who they really are in the show. Obviously, in the book universe, there would be more said about them if I was talking about book versions of themselves. Let's go on to experience. So, we'll talk about Ned Stark's battles, because Ned Stark has a fair bit of battles. He's been in a fair bit of battles in his time. Ned Stark was a part of the Short Greyjoy Rebellion. Ned Stark fought against Arthur Dayne at the Tower of Joy. This is true. He fought, I don't know how many others was with him. 4 or 5. No, 5 or 6 were with him, fighting against Arthur Dayne, one of the greatest knights of all time in Westeros. Ned Stark fought at the Battle of the Bells during Robert's Rebellion, which is, I think that's actually Ned's first battle. Also fought at the Battle of the Trident during Robert's Rebellion. Not only did Ned Stark command troops in this battle, but he fought in these battles too. Okay, let's go on to Jaime Lannister's experience. Jaime became a squire at the age of 11. So squires, if you don't already know, if you're a squire, you either squire under a lord or you squire under a knight. I'm pretty sure Jaime Lannister squired under a lord. And what he had to do was technically clean his mentor's armor for him, bear his wine cup, learn about battles, learn about commanding, train. Squires do train. And at a young age of 16, Jaime was knighted. 16 is a really young age to be knighted. Really young age. So he had to show a lot of promise as a potential knight to be knighted. Jaime was knighted after the conflict with outlaws called the Kingswood Brotherhood. He was knighted by Sir Arthur Dayne, so that literally speaks for itself. Sir Arthur Dayne. One of the best knights ever to exist in Westeros. Not the best. I said one of. So Jaime has been in a lot of tournaments. He won his first tournament at the age of 13. So I don't know how much... There's a lot of speculation about Jaime getting his tournaments organised by his father to make him look good. But considering his skill with the sword and his reputation, I don't think much tournaments would have been organised to make him look like... to make him win. Really. I don't think much were organised. Because he's really good. Okay, let's move to more on-screen experience for Jaime Lannister. So, since we're going to base his potential prime age around this season and episode of Battle of the Whispering Wood, we're going to add Battle of the Whispering Wood to his experience, because this is important, because this would be his first official battle. Alright, prime age. Best prime age for Ned Stark would be late 20s to early 30s. This is based a bit... No, late 20s. This is based a bit after the Greyjoy Rebellion. I reckon this would be the prime age for our 1v1, because there is a long period of time between the Greyjoy Rebellion and the current storyline on screen, and I don't care who it is, without training and without just practicing this sword, you're going to lose your skill over time. Yes, it's going to be like riding a bike when you use a sword again, but it won't be as good if you're not training and like keeping up with sharpening your skills. Okay, for Jaime Lannister it would be late 30s. So in his late 30s, so around the Battle of the Whispering Wood. Yes, so because he was 36 on the show during the Battle of the Whispering Wood. Physical and mental differences. Mentally, Jaime has a cocky attitude. Also, Jaime is 6'2" in height. That is pretty tall. 6'2". You wouldn't think Jaime's 6'2", to be honest. Okay, let's look at a mental difference with Ned Stark. Ned has a calm and collective mindset. So Ned Stark's height is 5'10", so that is a huge difference in height. Weaponry and armor. Based on the Tower of Joy episode, Ned Stark has that type of leather, potentially leather over plate armor. That classic northern on-screen armor. North on-screen armor. Where... yeah, it's leather over plate, I'm pretty sure, with the vest over a saw coat. I think that's that thick coat that he wears with the vest over with gloves. I'm assuming that's what Ned would wear, because it's a classic northern armor. Ned uses what looks like a longsword. It looks like a replica of Ice, the ancestral Valyrian steel sword that the Starks have. It looks like a smaller version of that. There has been whispers of Ned Stark using ice during the Greyjoy Rebellion, but I'm not gonna get him to use it versing Jaime, because I'm not sure if he uses that Valyrian steel in battle in the TV series universe. So we're just going to stick with his classic longsword that he uses against Jaime in King's Landing and at the Tower of Joy. Okay, based on the Battle of the Whispering Wood episode, so Jaime was wearing Lannister armor. classic Lannister armor, consisting of a vest, shoulder guards. You can see the shoulder guards, steel shoulder guards, leather guards, leather gloves, hard leather braces. So you can see the leather braces over his arms. All of this armor is definitely metal plated. Definitely, I don't think you call it metal plated, but it is shaped metal like. And this is all over a thick leather coat of some sort. I don't know if it's a saw coat, but it is over a leather coat. As seen in the fight with him and Ned, he would be using that fancy longsword. I'm assuming. We won't get him to use the Valyrian steel sword from Ice because that's not... He got that after he lost his hand and is definitely not in his prime when he lost his hand. When he lost his hand, literally lost his fighting skill like by 80%. Okay, let's wrap this all up. Let's get real here. Ned Stark has so much experience in battle. It overshadows Jaime's experience. Jaime has literally none compared to Ned Stark. One battle Jaime has. That's it. Ned Stark has a lot over him. But Jaime has way more experience in one-on-one. Considering that he's fought in a lot of tournaments. And let's assume that they were set up tournaments. Let's assume that his opponents were handpicked. That still gives him an advantage because that still gives him experience with one-on-one. It's quoted by Ned, "I grew up with soldiers." This indicates he trained more with soldiers, and so with soldiers they learn and train to fight together. This won't come in handy when you're fighting in a 1v1. Because you're learning maneuvers, you're learning to stay in formations. It won't come in handy. It will come in handy in battle. Definitely it will. But it won't come in handy in one-on-one. Jaime, however, trained at a young age to be a knight. So when you train to be a knight, you're trained to use multiple weapons. For example, maces, lances, bows, knives. You're trained to use multiple weapons. It's a necessity for a knight. I'll present an example for this. At the Battle of the Whispering Wood, when Jaime's captured, he says, I quote, "Swords and nails, teeth and lances, choose your weapons. We end this here and now." So this is him challenging Robb Stark to 1v1, like to a duel, to decide who wins, to decide the war. Let's also remember how Arthur Dayne knighted Jaime, seeing extreme skill in him at a young age. So you can't overlook this fact. Arthur Dayne is one of the best knights of that age. And if you look into him more, not only was his skill knightly, but his behavior and his honor was knightly. That's what made him famous. So he wouldn't have knighted Jaime for no reason. And he wouldn't have been easily influenced by other lords to knight him. Like, for example, Tywin Lannister. He wouldn't have been influenced by Tywin Lannister to knight him. He knighted him because he's seen skill in Jaime. I'm going to remind you their prime age, so it's stuck in your mind. Jaime during the Battle of the Whispering Wood, and Ned after the Greyjoy Rebellion. This gives them the best advantages against each other. let's go back to mental and physical differences and compare them a bit more. Jaime is cocky, yes, but this is because he is extremely good fighter. Extremely good. He knows he's good. So he's going to be cocky. He's going to talk shit. Ned is calculating calm. This may give him a small advantage against Jaime. It may give him a small advantage against Jaime. It may. Comparing the two armor selections, Jaime comes out on top. Let me explain why. So Ned's wearing leather over plate with a saw coat, and his arms are still sort of exposed compared to Jaime's selection of armor, because Jaime has shoulder guards and braces, which protects more of his arm area. But also this gives Ned an advantage because he can maneuver around Jaime more, because his arms are not covered and not constricted by shoulder guards and braces. Oh, not braces, braces. And also his arm is just a vest. It's not really connected to much, and it wouldn't weigh him down as much as Jaime's armor. However, Jaime's extremely suited to fighting in this type of armor. I'll go far as to say that he is extremely suited to fighting in armor that's more thicker and more constricting, considering the armor that they wear in tournaments and melees. Now let's look at the physical and the physical difference, like the height difference. How Jaime is 6'2". Okay, Ned is 5'10". This gives Jaime a huge advantage in terms of reach. So with all this being said, considering that Jaime's a extremely skilled knight of Westeros, literally on the King's Guard, I'm gonna choose Jaime. Jaime wins. Like, Jaime wins against Ned, for sure. 100% Jaime wins against Ned. And I'll go as far as to say that he'll come out of the fight against Ned with a few scratches. Like, you can even see on screen when Ned's fighting Jaime, when Jaime, like, draws his sword, you can see the worried look on Ned. This is not because there's a lot of Lannister troops, but this is because Jaime, he can already tell Jaime's challenging him. And he knows Jaime's a really good fighter, and he knows he'll lose if he fights Jaime one-on-one. But even in their prime age, I know Jaime will win against Ned. Anyway guys, thank you for watching another 1v1 vid. If you want more, like and subscribe, and also leave a comment on suggestions of characters you would want to see me analyze and see what I think, like who would win, like, you know what I mean? Quote of the video. The man who passes the sentence should swing the sword. Ned Stark.